Jeez. Took me forever to get set up. Give me a second. News release of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the U.S. Department of Labor. USDL 25003. Transmission of material in this news release is embargoed until 8:30 a.m. Friday, January 10th, 2025. Technical information, household data, is bls.gov/cps, as well as establishment data at CES. Media contact at pressoffice@bls.gov. The employment situation, December 2024. Total non-farm payroll employment increased by 2,506,000 in December. The unemployment rate changed little at 4.1%. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today. Employment trended up in healthcare, government, and social assistance. Retail trade added jobs in December following a job loss in November. Revision of seasonally adjusted household survey data. Seasonally adjusted household survey data have been revised using updated seasonal adjustment factors, a procedure done at the end of each calendar year. Seasonally adjusted estimates back to January 2020 were subject to revision. The unemployment rates for January 2024 through November 2024, as originally published and as revised, appear in Table A on page 5, along with additional information about the revision. This news release presents statistics from two monthly surveys. The household survey measures labor force status, including unemployment, by demographic characteristics. The establishment survey measures non-farm employment, hours, and earnings by industry. For more information about the concepts and statistical methodology used in these two surveys, see technical note. Household survey data. The unemployment rate changed little at 4.1% in December. After increasing earlier in the year, the unemployment rate has been either 4.1% or 4.2% for the past 7 months. The number of unemployed people at 6.9 million also changed little in December. Among the major worker groups, the unemployment rate for whites, 3.6%, edged down in December. The jobless rates for adult men, 3.7%, adult women, 3.8%, teenagers, 12.4%, blacks, 6.1%, Asians, 3.5%, and Hispanics, 5.1%, changed little over the months. Among the unemployed, the number of permanent job losers declined by 164,000 to 1.7 million in December, but is little different from a year earlier. The number of people on temporary layoff at 862,000 changed little over the month and over the year. In December, the number of long-term unemployed, those jobless for 27 weeks or more, changed little at 1.6 million, but is up by 278,000 from a year earlier. The long-term unemployed accounted for 22.4% of all unemployed people in December. The labor force participation rate at 62.5% was unchanged over the month and has remained in a narrow range of 62.5% to 62.7% since December 2023. The unemployment population ratio at 60% changed little over the month and over the year. The number of people employed part-time for economic reasons at 4.4 million changed little in December and is little different from a year earlier. These individuals would have preferred full-time employment, but were working part-time because their hours had been reduced or they were unable to find full-time jobs. The number of people not in the labor force who currently want a job at 5.5 million was essentially unchanged in December. These individuals were not counted as unemployed because they were not actively looking for work during the 4 weeks preceding the survey or were unavailable to take a job. Among those not in the labor force who wanted a job, the number of people marginally attached to the labor force at 1.6 million was virtually unchanged in December. These individuals wanted and were available for work and had looking for a job sometime in the prior 12 months, but had not looked for work in the 4 weeks preceding the survey. The number of discouraged workers, a subset of marginally attached who believed that no jobs were available for them, changed little at 480,000 in December. Just a second. That guy loves Fent. The backyard. We're in your backyard looking for your unemployment data. Uh-oh, he enjoys vent. Game ended. Game ended. Establishment survey data. Total non-farm payroll employment rose by 256,000 in December. Employment trended up in healthcare, government, and social assistance. Retail trade added jobs in December, following a job loss in November. Payroll employment rose by 2.2 million in 2024, an average monthly gain of 186,000, less than the increase of 3 million in 2023, an average monthly gain of 251,000. Healthcare added 46,000 jobs in December, with gains in home healthcare services, plus 15,000, nursing and residential care facilities, plus 14,000, and hospitals, plus 12,000. Healthcare added an average of 57,000 jobs per month in 2024, same as the average monthly gain in 2023. Hang on, I gotta find a place to skedaddle on out of here. Just picking up the gold. Retail trade added 43,000 jobs in December, following a loss of 29,000 jobs in November. In December, employment increased in clothing, clothing accessories, shoes, and jewelry retailers, plus 23,000. General merchandise retailers, plus 13,000, and health and personal care retailers, plus 7,000. Building material and garden equipment and supplies dealers lost jobs at negative 11,000. Overall employment in retail trade changed little in 2024, following an average monthly increase of 10,000 in 2023. Government employment continued to trend up in December, plus 33,000. Government added an average of 37,000 jobs per month in 2024, below the average monthly gain of 59,000 in 2023. Over the month, employment continued to trend up in state government, plus 10,000. Employment in social assistance increased by 23,000 in December, mostly in individual and family services, plus 17,000. Social assistance added an average of 18,000 jobs per month in 2024, below the average increase of 23,000 per month in 2023. Employment in leisure and hospitality changed little in December, plus 43,000. Leisure and hospitality added an average of 24,000 jobs per month in 2024, about half the average monthly gain of 47,000 in 2023. Employment showed little change over the month in other major industries, including mining, quarrying, and oil and gas extraction, construction, manufacturing, wholesale trade, transportation and warehousing, information, financial activities, professional and business services, and other services. In December, average hourly earnings for all employees on private non-farm payrolls rose by 10 cents, or 0.3%, to $35.69. Over the past 12 months, average hourly earnings have increased by 3.9%. In December, average hourly earnings of private sector production and non-supervisory employees at $30.62 were changed plus 6 cents. In December, the average work week for all employees on private non-farm payrolls was 34.3 hours for the fifth month in a row. In manufacturing, the average work week was little changed at 40 hours, and overtime edged down by 0.1 hour or 2.8 hours. The average work week for production and non-supervisory employees on private non-farm payrolls remained at 33.7 hours. The change in total non-farm payrolls employment in October was revised by 7,000, from plus 36,000 to plus 43,000. And the change for November was revised down by 15,000, from plus 227,000 to plus 212,000. With these revisions, employment in October and November combined is 8,000 lower than previously reported. Monthly revisions result from additional reports received from businesses and government agencies since the last published estimates and from the recalculation of seasonal factors. The employment situation for January is scheduled to be released on Friday, February 7th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. Upcoming changes to household survey data. Effective with the release of employment situation for January 2025 on February 7, 2025, new population controls will be used in the household survey estimation process. These new controls reflect the annual update of population estimates by the U.S. Census Bureau. In accordance with usual practice, historical data will not be revised to incorporate the new controls. Consequently, household survey data for January 2025 will not be directly comparable with data from December 2024 or earlier periods. The table showing the effects of the new controls of the major labor force series will be included in the employment situation for January 2025. Upcoming changes to establishment survey data. Effective with the release of the employment situation for January 2025 on February 7th, 2025, non-farm payroll employment hours earnings data from the establishment survey will be revised to reflect the annual benchmark process and updated seasonal adjustment factors. Not seasonally adjusted data beginning with April 2023 and seasonally adjusted data beginning with January 2020 are subject to revision. Consistent with standard practice, additional historical data may be revised as a result of the benchmark process. Revision and seasonally adjusted household survey data. At the end of each calendar year, BLS updates the seasonal adjustment factors for the National Labor Force Series derived from the household survey. As a result of this process, seasonally adjusted data for January 2020 through November 2024 were subject to revision. Not seasonally adjusted data were not subject to revision. Table A shows the unemployment rates for January 2024 through November 2024 as first published and as revised. The rate changed by 1/10 of a percent point in 2 and of the 11 months and was unchanged in the remaining 9 months. Revised seasonally adjusted data for other major labor force series back to December 2023 appear in Table B. More information on this year's revision to seasonally adjusted household series are available at bls.gov/web/emp-sit/cps-cs-adjustment-methodology.pdf. Detailed information on the seasonal adjustment methodology is found at bls.gov/cps/seasonal-adjustments-methodology.htm. Just a moment. I'm gaming. Historical data for the household series contained in the A tables of this news release can be accessed at bls.gov/cps/cps cpsatabs.htm. Revised historical seasonally adjusted data are available at bls.gov/cps/data.htm and download.bls.gov/pub/time.series/ln. My goodness. And then there's a data table. Frequently asked questions. Technical notes. Okay, so this is all the data then. Alright, I'm gonna read this table off then. You got the gist of it in the summary, so get ready for some numbers. Coming at you with the numbers. Household data, household data. Here we are. Table A, seasonally adjusted unemployment rates in 2024 changed due to revision. January to November 2024. Month, January. As first published, 3.7. As revised, 3.7. Change, 0. February. As first published, 3.9. As revised, 3.9. Change, 0. March, 3.8. 3.9. 0.1 change. April, 3.9 to 3.9. 0 change. May, 4 to 4. 0 change. June, 4.1 to 4.1. 0 change. July, 4.3 to 4.2. Negative 0.1 change. August, 4.2 to 4.2. 0 change. September, 4.1 to 4.1. 0 change. October, 4.1 to 4.1, 0 change. November, 4.2 to 4.2, 0 change. Household data. 2023 December. Civilian non-institutional population, 267,991. The civilian labor force, 167,439. The participation rate is 62.5. Employed is 161,124. Employment population ratio, 60.1. Unemployed, 6,315. Unemployment rate, 3.8. Men 20 years and over for December 2023. Civilian non-institutional population 122,167. Civilian labor force 85,944. Participation rate 70.3. Employment population ratio 67.8. Unemployed 3,084. Unemployment rate 3.6. Women 20 years and over for December 2023. Civilian non-institutional population 128,513. Civilian labor force 75,110. Participation rate 58.4. Unemployed 72,637. Employment population ratio 56.5. Unemployed 2,473. Unemployment rate of 3.3. Both sexes 16 to 19 years old. Civilian non-institutional population 17,291. Civilian labor force 6,384. Participation rate 36.9. Employed 5,626. Employment population ratio 32.5. Unemployed 758. Unemployment rate 11.9. We're going to skip most of the year and go straight to December 2024. December 2024. Civilian non-institutional population 269,638. Civilian labor force 168,547. Participation rate 62.5. Employment population. Okay, hang on. How do you read? Employed 161,661. Employment population ratio 60.0. Unemployed 6,188. 6,886. Unemployment rate 4.1. Excuse me. Men 20 years and over. Civilian non-institutional population 122,480. Civilian labor force 85,945. Participation rate 70.2. Employed 82,739. Employment population ratio 67,000.6. Unemployed 3,206. Unemployment rate 3.7. Women 20 years and older. Civilian non-institutional population 129,518. Civilian labor force 75,994. Participation rate 58.7. Employed 73,135. Employment population ratio 56.5. Unemployed 2,850. Unemployment rate 3.8. Both sexes 16 to 19 years old. Civilian non-institutional population of 17,540. Civilian labor force 6,507. Participation rate 37.5. Employed 5,786. Employment population ratio 32.8. Unemployed 821. And unemployment rate 12.4. Household data for employment status from changes from November 2024 to December 2024. Civilian non-institutional population change of 175. Civilian labor force change of 243. Participation rate change of 0. Employed change 478. Employment population ratio 0.2. Unemployed negative 235. Unemployment rate negative 0.1. Not in labor force negative 68. Unemployment rates for change. Unemployment rate change from November 2024 to December 2024. Total 16 years and over. Adult men 20 years and over. Negative 0.2. Adult women 20 years and over. Negative 0.1. Teenagers 16 to 19. Negative 0.7. White negative 0.2. Black or African American negative 0.3. Asian negative 0.3. Hispanic or Latino ethnicity negative 0.2. Total 25 years and older. Less than a high school 0.1. Less than a high school diploma, negative 0.4. High school graduate, no college, negative 0.3. Some college or associate's degree, negative 0.1. Bachelor's degree and higher, negative 0.1. Reasons for unemployment. Job losers and persons who completed temp jobs, negative 143, job leavers, 93, re-entrants, negative 151, new entrants, negative 35. Duration of unemployment, less than 5 weeks, negative 52, 5 to 14 weeks, negative 66, 15 to 26 weeks, negative 29, 27 weeks and over, negative 103. Employed persons at work or part-time. Part-time for economic reasons, negative 111. Slack work or business conditions, negative 258. Could only find part-time work, 111. Part-time or non-economic reasons, 134. Persons not in labor force, marginally attached to the labor force, negative 10. Discouraged workers, 79. Establishment data. Employment by selected industry over the month change in thousands, December 2023, and then December 2024. Total non-farm, 290 to 256. Total private, 214 to 223. Goods producing, 33 to negative 8. Mining and logging, 3 to negative 3. Construction, 18 to 8. Manufacturing, 12 to negative 13. Durable goods, 19 to negative 16. Motor vehicle parts, 4.6 to negative 4.1. Non-durable goods, negative 7 to 3. Private servicing provided, 181 to 223. Wholesale trade, 7.4 to negative 3.5. Retail trade, 32.3 to 43.4. Transportation and warehousing, negative 18.3 to 9.6. Utilities, 2.4 to negative 0.3. Information, 13 to 10. Financial activities, 6 to 13. Professional and business services, 13 to 28. Temporary help services, negative 21.3 to 5.3. Private education and health services, 84 to 80. Healthcare and social assistance, 76.1 to 60.5. Leisure and hospitality, 41 to 43. Other services, 0 to 8. Government, 76 to 33. 3-month average change in households. Total non-farm, 212 to 170. Total private, 155 to 138. Women and production and non-supervisory employees as percent of employees. Total non-farm women and employees, 49.9 to 49.8. Total private women employees, 48.4 to 48.3. Total private production and non-supervisory employees, 81.3 to 81.4. Hours and earnings, all employees, total private. Average weekly hours, 34.4 to 34.3. Average hourly earnings, $34.34 to $35.69. Average weekly earnings, $1,181.30 to $1,224.17. Index of aggregate weekly hours, 2007 equals 100. 115.9 to 117.1. Over the month percentage change, 0.2 to 0.2. Index of aggregate weekly payouts, 2007 equals 100, quadrupled. 190.3 to 199.8. Over month percentage change, 0.5 to 0.4. The diffusion index over 1 month span. Total private, 250 industries, 63.0 to 56.4. Manufacturing, 72 industries, 54.2 to 41.0. All right. Next is going to be household data once again, with seasonal adjustments and non-seasonal adjustments. Game ended. Very good. December 2023 to December 2024 on non-seasonally adjusted, and then seasonally adjusted December 2023 to December 2024. Civilian non-institutional population, NSA, 267,991 to 269,638. SA, 267,991 to 259,538. Civilian labor force, NSA, 166,661 to 167,776. SA, 167,439 to 168,574. Shit, I hope I don't lose my spot. It's a big chart. Oh, hi. Dude. Participation rate from participation rate NSA 62.2 to 62.2. Participation rate seasonally adjusted 62.5 to 62.5. Employed NSA 160,754 to 161,294. SA 161,124 to 161,661. Employment rate ratio 60.0, NSA 60.0 to 59.8, and SA 60.1 to 60. Unemployed NSA 5,907 to 6,452. SA 6,886. Unemployment rate NSA 3.5 to 3.8. Unemployment rate SA 3.8 to 4.1. Not in labor force NSA 101,330 to 101,892. SA 100,552 to 101,091. NSA persons who currently want a job 5,465 to 5,294. Compared to the SA 577,000 to 5,505. Men 16 years and over, NSA. Civilian non-institutional population 130,985 to 131,455. Seasonally adjusted 130,985 to 131,455. In the civilian labor force, NSA 88,610 to 88,712. Seasonally adjusted 89,175,000 to 89,295. Participation rate NSA 67.6 to 67.6 to 67.5. Seasonally adjusted 68.1 to 67.9. Employed NSA 85,198 to 85,130. SA 85,686 to 85,620. Employment population ratio NSA 65.0 to 64.8. SA 65.4 to 65.1. Unemployed NSA 3,412 to 3,574. SA 3,489 to 3,675. The unemployment rate for NSA 3.9 to 4.0. SA 3.9 to 4.1. Not in labor force NSA 42,375 to 42,743. SA 41,810 to 42,160. Men 20 years and over. NSA civilian non-institutional population 122,187 to 122,480. SA 122,187 to 122,480. Civilian labor force NSA 85,564 to 85,558. SA 85,944 to 85,945. Participation rate NSA 70.0 to 69.9. SA 70.3 to 70.2. Employed NSA 82,493 to 82,378. SA 82,860 to 82,739. Employment population ratio NSA 67.5 to 67.3. SA 67.8 to 67.6. Unemployed NSA 3,071 to 3,179. SA 3,084 to 3,206. Unemployment rate NSA 3.6 to 3.7. Unemployment rate SA 3.6 to 3.7. Not in labor force NSA 36,623 to 36,923. SA 36,243 to 36,535. Excuse me. Women 16 years and over. Civilian non-institutional population NSA 137,006 to 138,163. SA 137,006 to 138,183. Civilian labor force NSA 78,051 to 79,034. SA 78,263 to 79,252. Participation rate NSA 57.0 to 57.2. SA 57.1 to 57.4. Employed NSA 75,566 to 76,155. SA 75,473 437 rather, to 76,041. Employment population ratio, NSA, 55.1 to 55.1. SA, 55.1 to 50.0. Unemployed, NSA, 2,495 to 2,879. SA, 2,826 to 3,211. Unemployment rate, NSA, 3.2 to 3.6. SA, 3.6 to 4.1. Not in labor force, NSA, 58,955 to 59,149. SA, 58,742 to 58,931. Oh, I'm it. Okay. Just a second. Let's play this out. What's with the glue bottle? How did they get up there? Oh. Gotcha. Is there a guy on top of this? How did he get up here? Game ended. Found 6 of 10 players. Really? Women! Did I read 16 years and over? Yeah, I think I might have. Alright, well. Women 20 years and over. Civilian non-institutional population, NSA, 128,000 to 128,513 to 129,518. SA, 128,513 to 129,518. Civilian labor force, NSA, 75,079 to 75,961. SA, 75,110 to 75,994. Participation rate, NSA, 58.4 to 58.6. SA, 58.4 to 58.7. I'm in again. Good. Employed, NSA, 862 to 73,359. SA, 72,637 to 73,135. Employment population ratio, NSA, 56.7 to 56.6. SA, 56.5 to 56.5. Unemployed, NSA, 2,217 to 2,602. SA, 2,473 to 2,859. Unemployment rate, NSA, 3.0 to 3.4, SA, 3.3 to 3.8. Not in labor force, NSA, 53,434 to 53,557. SA, 53,403 to 53,524. Wowsy wowzers. Whoa. Where'd that guy go? Hello. Got him. was probably just those two. But I guess we can keep looking. Shopping game. 6 of 9 players. Well, hopefully they don't make me do that again. Both sexes, 16 to 19, NSA, civilian non-institutional population, 17,291 to 17,640. SA, 17,291 to 17,640. Civilian labor force, NSA, 6,018 to 6,227. SA, 6,384 to 6,607. Participation rate, NSA, 34.8 to 35.3. SA, 36.9 to 37.5. Employed, NSA, 5,399 to 5,556. SA, 5,626 to 5,786. Employment population ratio, NSA, 31.2 to 31.5. SA, 32.5 to 32.8. Run. I guess the real trick would just be to run as far away as you fucking can. Or maybe not now. Probably too late now. Click, clack, move, how's that type? Nice job, man. Oh, walked into him. Anyway. Unemployed. SA, 619 to 671. Unemployed, 758 to 821. Unemployment rate, NSA, 10.3 to 10.8. SA, 11.9 to 12.4. Not in labor force. NSA, 11,273 to 11,412. SA, 10,907 to 11,033. Household data, A2. Employment status of the civilian population by race, sex, and age. We're almost done. Just a second. Okay. Also separated by not seasonally adjusted December 2023 to December 24, as well as seasonally adjusted December 2023 to December 2024. White civilian non-institutional population, NSA, 205,022 to 205,598. SA, 205,022 to 205,598. Civilian labor force NSA 126,748 to 127,352. SA 127,224 to 127,827. Participation rate NSA 61.8 to 61.9. SA 62.1 to 62.2. Employment population ratio, no, employed NSA 122,552 to 122,986. SA 122,779 to 123,213. Get the population ratio here in a second. Employed population ratio, NSA 59.8 to 59.8. SA 59.9 to 59.9. Unemployed NSA 4,196 to 4,366. SA 4,445 to 4,614. Unemployment rate NSA 3.3 to 3.4, SA 3.5 to 3.6. Not in labor force NSA 78,274 to 78,245. SA 77,798 to 77,740. Men 20 years and over, civilian labor force NSA 66,172 to 66,039. SA 66,379 to 66,244. Participation rate NSA 69.7 to 69.6. SA 69.9 to 69.8. Employed NSA 63,912 to 63,838. SA 64,164 to 64,087. Employment population ratio NSA 67.3 to 67.3. SA 67.6 to 67.6. Unemployed NSA 2,260 to 2,202. SA 2,215 to 2,156. Unemployment rate NSA 3.4 to 3.3. SA 3.3 to 3.3. Women 20 years and over, civilian labor force NSA 55,902 to 56,522. SA 55,882 to 56,502. Participation rate NSA 57.3 to 57.7. SA rather 57.3 to 57.6. Employed NSA 54,419 to 54,816. SA 54,210 to 54,607. Employment population ratio NSA 55.8 to 55.9. SA 55.5 to 55.7. Unemployed NSA 1,483 to 1,706. NSA 1,672 to 1,895. Unemployment rate NSA 2.7 and to 3.0. SA 3.0 to 3.4. Both sexes 18 to 19 years old. Civilian labor force NSA 4,674 to 4,791. SA 4,963 to 5,082. Participation rate SA 37.3 to 37.7. SA 39.6 to 40.0. Employed NSA 4,221 to 4,333. SA 4,405 to 4,519. Employment population ratio, NSA 33.7 to 34.1. SA 35.2 to 35.5. Unemployed NSA 453 to 458. SA 558 to 563. Unemployment rate NSA 9.7 to 9.6. SA 11.2 to 11.1. That was the white data. Next would be the African American, and then the Hispanic Latino, and then veterans, Gulf War veterans, etc., etc., etc. I don't have that kind of time. Oh, there's class of worker data. Non-agricultural businesses outweigh agriculture-related industries like tenfold. Impressive. And we win. As shrimple as that. Have a good day, everybody.